Hello and welcome to that canvas. If you clicked on this video, then you are probably a comic creator or you want to create a comic soon enough. You clicked on the perfect video because in this video, I'm going to show you how you can create thumbnail for your comic like I did for mine. From research to planning and executing, everything I'll be uploading in the two parts of my video. In this video, there will be research and planning of how I created my thumbnail for the webtoon platform. I'll be sharing 3 do's and don'ts in this video, so watch till the end. You can also use these tips for creating thumbnails for any platform or your own comic. Hello and welcome back to another video, and if it's your first time, welcome. I am a comic creator and a digital artist for past month, and I am making a comic for publishing on webtoon canvas platform. If you go onto the webtoon canvas free publishing site, you can see variety of comics on their front page. Make sure you have logged in this site, because if not, it will not show the publish option I clicked on. For publishing series here, this requires a square thumbnail and a vertical thumbnail and some content rating self-assessment. If we go into the canvas, we can see that these are where our vertical thumbnails will be represented. You can see this somewhere in between has two thumbnails, this and this vertical thumbnail. Square thumbnails will be below for your series, and only the recommended series get the vertical thumbnail, I guess. It is completely free to publish here, and after a number of subscribers and likes and monthly views on your comic, you can also generate money with ads. You can click here on publish and you can see our square thumbnails should be 1080 into 1080 and our vertical thumbnails should be 1080 into 1920. They should be less than 500 and 700 kbs, but we can compress our files later, it's not an issue. If you go here in Creators 101, you can see that they have made this specifically for us canvas creators. And if we go here on Webtoon Academy, we can see that there are resources for publishing your canvas. The one we want to look on is polishing your series look on webtoon canvas. I'm just going to jump onto the part where she talks about thumbnailing. I'm just going to summarize this up for you guys. Not using text and matching your thumbnail to your story so that it feels connected to your story. Let's talk about 3 strict do's and don'ts that you should know before making your thumbnail for your comic. First thing that you should keep in mind is selecting your niche and sticking with it. If you have a romantic niche and have a warm setup, then you should go with pink, red or orangish colors more. If you have a niche that is dramatic or contain actions or something like that, then you should go with more bluish color and it should be represented in your thumbnail. Mine is romantic and slice of life and a little bit of comedy, so I will go with a warmth thumbnail. Second thing to keep in mind is to have recognizable elements. What I mean by that is, when a reader knows that this is your comic, he knows what elements you have in your comic, and it should be recognizable in the thumbnail itself. Like if I have a bakery owner, I include bakery tools in my thumbnail, or maybe breads or something like that. So that gives my reader a clear perception that this is going to be in my comic. I did the same with the comic name that I have decided. There is a German bread named Stollen, and I disguised this as the word stolen with a single L. So with this word, I'm adding another word with it, like herds or maybe crumbs. The reason for using a German bread is because my setup, my whole story is taking place in a German town Grindelberg, and that directly connects my reader to what's in my story and in my comic. The second element could be a notepad or a pen, which my male lead will be using. Our third and the final thing that you should keep in mind is to give your characters. Now this sounds a little confusing, but hear me out. Your characters, your main leads, which will be in the thumbnail, should be reflecting some kind of emotions. Like my character, Keith, is more of an angry person and is not happy with our other main lead, Logan. Wu like this and Wu makes fun of her. That's why we will give him a smirky kind of look. So the bottom line is your character's inner self should be represented in the thumbnail itself. That's it for the do's part. Niche, element and emotions are the three things that you should be doing in your thumbnail. Now let's talk about the don'ts. The things that you should keep in mind not to do in your thumbnails. First, most important thing is to not use text. Text may be an easy way to have a clear understanding, but it should be in your name, not in your thumbnails. Because the readers are not there to read, they are to experience and they are there to have fun. You can see in these thumbnails there is no text. These are the originals, and though they don't even have a colorful background, they have white backgrounds which enhance the character more and which do not confuse the reader that where the eye should be looking. If you go on the canvas side, every canvas creator have their different styles, but I am telling you, most of them do not use text, and if they do, nobody reads them. Third part in the do's I was talking about is this. You see, there are two characters and their emotions are clearly shown, that one is annoyed and one is having fun annoying the other one. That's what I was talking about. You should include this in your thumbnails to have more lively experience for the readers, for the audience. Now the second thing to keep in mind is to have or often go for white or plain backgrounds. Now the third and the most important thing, and the thing that irritates me the most as a reader myself, is overdoing it. Yes, showing your art style and doing the best that you can in your thumbnail is so much important, but it might have a negative effect because the readers might gain expectations from your thumbnail, and if their expectations didn't match your panels in your comic, maybe only some panels, 80% of the time, they are going to swipe away and they are not coming back. I'm not saying that your art style isn't going to develop throughout the whole comic, but keep your panels in your comic, only maybe the main panels, 80% matched to your thumbnails. This is just my strong opinion. You can do as you like, but I think this is the most important point that you should keep in mind. We can conclude a tip here to always feel your thumbnail or read your thumbnail from a reader's or an audience point of view. Because if you want to create a comic or are creating a comic, you might have been a reader first, and her opinions matter the most. Now that's it for the do's and don'ts. Now I'm just researching more about my niche and what works best for me. People say don't use references, it's copying, but in actual, when someone really wants to learn, it's only a source for learning. I'm using this pose. I downloaded it from the Clip Studio asset store, and in case I didn't mention, I use Clip Studio for all my works. That's it for this video. I will be uploading a second part of this video where I will be executing my final thumbnail. So until then, sayonara.